Trap Politics TV, trappolitics.com. He is I and I am him. It's your boy Rel, your favorite, your confidant, the one, the only, the incomparable. Rel, back again in the building, man. Let the show begin. Thank you for everybody that's watching, everybody that's tuning in on the rebroadcast and whatnot. Productive day. Though it was slow, there's been a lot on my mind that I think, you know what? I need to talk about this future of Black YouTube, where I see myself and where YouTube, the platform itself, might be going, and a few things that has been brought to my attention that I think a lot of people should be paying attention as well to. As well. There we go. If you haven't noticed, I have a slight dyslexia where, you know, a lot of things has been backwards. You know what I'm saying? Life just works backwards for me. You know what I mean? But, you know, I put things into perspective and then I address it as things go along and what have you. So, you know, that's the best. I feel like that's the best way to approach things as they come, you know. And yeah, man, there's been some new developments, some things I've been seeing, and, you know, my issues that I'm going to talk about. Again, my thoughts, views, theories, and opinions are separate from the platform, trappolitics.com. But make sure to stop by the website, trappolitics.com, to see all the latest and greatest in news, drama on these YouTube streets, some new merch that has been dropping, a lot of affordable merch, you know, that shouldn't be, you know, shouldn't cost an arm and a leg, except for the fitteds. You know what I'm saying? The fitteds are some of the most highest quality merch Trap Politics was able to acquire. So, of course, you know, you're going to be paying some premiums on these. But outside of that, you know, like the t-shirt that you're looking at right now, you know, though it may be a sample, you know, it will be up for sale. Got Trap Politics down the arm right here. You know, yeah, man, take a look. Anyways, you know, one arm only. You know what I'm saying? There was a Harlem legend by the name of No Arm Tony, but on my shirts it's just gonna be one arm only. You know what I mean? Boom. Trap Politics down the arm right there, down the sleeve, baby. Yeah, hell yeah. Now, as the lo-fi gets me into the mood to break it down for you now, you know, I want to be able to at least, you know, speak some truth to life. And one of those is the fact that, like, as I've been, all right, I'm gonna start from the top, right? I'm a type of person that's been able to understand social media to a certain degree. You know, I'm not perfect at what I'm able to accomplish on social media, but I'm able to get up on certain platforms and I'm able to dig, find out. At the birth of social media, I've been one of those people that have been able to at least identify, like, if there's a future in certain things and whatnot. I've been able to see it, right? So, like, YouTube in the beginning, I didn't think anything of it. Obviously, it has completely evolved to what it is today, and I never thought that it would really be a platform that I would see myself on doing any type of anything. You know, I've always seen myself in the Facebook side of things. Facebook, Instagram, and Vine and shit like that when it first came out. Periscope, Twitter and shit like that, you know what I mean? But I never really looked at YouTube to be like the place where the bag really was, until eventually it evolved to what it is today, granted. So I slept on that. If there's one thing I slept on, it was definitely YouTube. Now that YouTube is where it's at today and a lot of people are able to blow up and create generational wealth, a lot of people are trying to flock onto YouTube and establish that. And now YouTube has become saturated. You know, back in the day, growth would have been easy for you if you just seen the signs. Now, as opportunities continue to grow on YouTube and whatnot, and where I'm at today, I'm still figuring out, going to figure out exactly how to grow fast and effectively. I'm not going to be one of those people that come up on YouTube, right, and be like, you know what, I'm just going to go to Fiverr and I'm going to have one of these Islamabads boost my page. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be one of those guys that decide to do that. I feel like, you know what, if I'm gonna grow on YouTube, I'm gonna do it out of the mud. I'm gonna get up on here, I'm gonna grind it out, even when there's nobody watching, even if there's, you know, I get 0 views. It's a consistency that helps you grow on YouTube. Now, YouTube has the same algorithm that TikTok has, if nobody has really figured this out yet. And I'm gonna break a few things down that I've noticed, right? It's all still the slot machine algorithm method, where the slot machine keeps you in front. Actually, you know what, before I even get to that, before I get down to breaking down the algorithms and shit like that, and I probably already gave away too much of the conversation early, but I just want to talk about where I'm at, what I'm figuring out. And I'm gonna start off first on the gatekeeper side of things that I've been realizing on YouTube. Now, there's certain people who obviously, especially in the community of BlackYoutube, there's a lot of people on BlackYoutube so far that has created their own lane, right? And granted, ain't nobody saying that, you know, you should ever look down upon that, share that, you know, create avenues of that. Hey, by all means, it's like, this, right? There's always been this narrative between a lot of black people that, yo, we got to come together. When are we ever going to rise up and overcome, right? This whole narrative of like, yo, we gotta, yo, each one teach one, son. And then until Trap Politics switched it to reach one, because, you know, each one teach one doesn't really work. You have to reach people before you could be able to teach people. If I can't reach you to a point of communication where we could both have an equal understanding, there's no point of me trying to teach you anything. You know what I'm saying? Each one teach one, that doesn't work. You got to reach each other first. So trying to reach out and trying to build with certain people within the black community within YouTube has not only been one of the most difficult things to do, I find it damn near somewhat impossible sometimes. Now, people will have their communications on there, and I'm not complaining. You know what I'm saying? I'm not complaining at all. I do understand there's a certain level of filtering that you got to do. You know, you shouldn't just be allowing any and anybody, and I get it. I get that. Now, where was I going with this? There's a certain point, though, where being able to reach out and build with each other shouldn't be to the point where it's so difficult, right? And I'm not saying that it's the most impossible thing to do, because I feel like there's always certain levels of payola that will get certain people, you know, within certain circles. Now, if you pay attention to Black YouTube close enough, you'll see that there's certain groups of people, and I see there's the popular group, there's the nerds. It's like high school all over again. And I hate to say it like that, right? But we're looking at motherfuckers with gray beards acting like high school children on YouTube panels and on certain platforms. And it's a little taste. It's a little. It puts a bad taste on the plate when you're looking at people who, if it don't go their way, they'll be the one to want to try to build, but then don't extend an olive branch to build, right? I'm trying to be as objective as I can, because I don't want this to be about me, but I want this to be about the overall understanding of why building and growing within Black culture has always been so difficult. And people like Jack Harlow could come into like hip hop without any type of history of knowing who the fuck Brandy is and still be able to pack out crowds off the back of the culture that was built on people who should have been holding the door for people that look like themselves. Feel where I'm going? Now, I know I'm not the only person that has seen this, though, that have seen this problem where men who have grown on the platform are trying to manipulate their powers or manipulate their influence to a point where only if I could benefit off you is the only way how I'm going to grow off you. Only way how you'll grow off me. Now, I get it. People have to be able to bring a certain level of value to the platform in order for people to take you seriously, right? I was watching this one platform yesterday actually, and they were talking about how, men are looking to be validated, how are men being validated or looking to be validated? And me, I like to have like real conversations and realistic perspective when it comes down to how certain people should really have dialogue between certain people. And like, just on the fact of validation alone, I do believe that people, when it comes down to building a network, needs to be able to at least bring some type of value to the table. So that's cool. I'm not saying that anybody and everybody should be giving or holding the door open for anyone. That's definitely not how it is. But I feel like they only apply that rule to their own kind. They don't apply that rule to everybody else. They feel like they should filter black people, but let the door remain open for other people. With that being said, that whole realization of things, because I've heard this from even people who have a decent following and whatnot. And there's another odd dynamic too, right? There's people that have 15 to 16, 30,000 followers but could only pack a live with 30 people, 20 people, 10 people, 50 people. But you have 250,000 followers. How are you only packing the room with only 30 people, with only 40 people? I mean, me right now, I have a decent amount, but I'm not expecting to pack a room because people haven't seen me go live. People haven't built a relationship off my lives. People have built a relationship off of my uploads. So that's what people will look forward to. They won't really look forward to a live. So that's why, my notion now is to be more live than to be doing uploads. So whether or not I have anybody in the room or not, I do understand though that, uploads, because once your live is done, it's considered an upload. People will start realizing that, okay, dude be going live as well too. Cool. Maybe one day I might catch it, or people who are interested in lives will see the lives and join the lives as well. So, you know what I'm saying? This is all part of understanding the YouTube platform itself, having a perspective on BlackYoutube, because that's part of the algorithm also, because if you're going to be exchanging value for value off of other black people's platforms, the algorithm will start to box you into a category where, okay, these are the topics you're talking about, and this is who we're going to push and promote it to periodically. Now we get into the meat of the matter when it comes down to YouTube itself and the slot machine algorithm that is used. It's a very popular algorithm that keeps people creating more, right? Now, I've been watching a lot of people's platforms, you know what I'm saying? Very small people, very big people as well too. I do believe that the algorithm favors certain people, favors certain complexions as well, but that's a whole nother issue. We're not going to really get into that because it's deeper than just thought. You have to see it. I have to show it to you for you to really know what the fuck is going on. You have to really have a cute idea of exactly how to really be like, oh shit, yeah, it is doing this, but it's not doing that. You got to go incognito mode, outside of your YouTube profile, go on different computers and really look at exactly what's being promoted to who, when, and where. Use different VPNs from time to time. Really actually attack the site enough to get an idea of what it promotes more than others. But that's a whole nother thing separate from what I'm about to talk about, the slot machine algorithm. Now, when I say the slot machine algorithm, this is something that TikTok uses as well, that someone brought to my attention that at first I didn't want to believe, but It happens when a person first goes to a slot machine. They put their money in, whether it's $5, $10, they hit, nothing. They hit again, nothing. They hit again, you win something. Hit again, nothing. You hit again, you win something again. You hit again, nothing. And then one day, at one particular moment, you might hit it to the point where, oh my God, what the fuck? Wow, I just won so much and so much amount of things. Now, this is what the algorithm does. You put your time in, which would be equivalent to your money, and you upload your video. That's equivalent to you inputting your money into a slot machine. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people probably recognize this and know this, but sometimes too, you have to think about what's being exchanged for what it is that you're hoping for. And if you're willing to play the game, you'll probably be able to see results. But not everyone has enough currency to be putting into the game in order for them to see the results that they're looking for. Following me a little bit? If you're following me, you're starting to see where I'm going with this and exactly what's happening on all these platforms. From Instagram, TikTok, they all have the same slot machine algorithm. And I'm pretty sure, it goes the same for the consumer as well as the content creator. But they don't talk about the content creator side as much as they talk about the consumer side, if you've been paying attention to a lot of these documentaries and whatnot. So people, they upload their videos, which takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to create, upload, create. Because, just think about it, right? A YouTube video requires you to do a little bit of research, requires you to create the thumbnail, requires you to edit the video. Some people, it takes a week before they could put their bid in for them to at least get something out of it, right? Unless you're getting, and then I'm going to talk about the reason why. I'm going to break down how the transfer of wealth happens as well, too. But for right now, I'm just going to talk about the slot machine aspect of it. So people, they take a lot of their time to build up their content, to put it into the machine in order for the machine to give them the views, the likes, the subscribers. There's people who I've been studying, because I watch YouTube very frequently, that I've noticed that they might only upload a video once a week, twice a week, 3 times within a week sometimes, to a point where one day, right, the slot machine pays out. It promotes their content to the correct audience, because the algorithm knows who it is that they could pump your content to get you the type of results that you want. Don't think that, oh man, my thumbnails wasn't hitting, my titles wasn't this, or my content wasn't that. No, there's nothing wrong with your content. Trust and believe that. Yeah, maybe certain content, if you really do suck at it, okay, yeah, there's something wrong there. You need to really figure it out. But most people with an intent to create something that could put it online, there is an audience for it, right? There's a lot of things that there's an audience for. That is crazy. Dean, what's up, man? Is that how you say it? Deanny? Hopefully I'm saying it right, my man. Yo, thanks for stopping through, bruh. Appreciate you, man. I'm going, I'm doing a deep dive on the algorithm. Hold on and rock out with me real quick, because this is some intense shit right here, right? So check it out, right? So eventually the algorithms or the slot machine decides to pay out. It gives people like a certain amount of exposure, because that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants a certain level of exposure. Everybody's looking for the numbers to go up, right? Just like a slot machine. You think you're winning by getting all this exposure and likes and whatnot, but the algorithm knows, man. It definitely knows who to pump your content to, but it needs you to put in a certain amount of currency before it really gives you that. You need to be able to at least do a certain amount at a certain time. That's why certain people who are on YouTube, that tells you, yo, man, you gotta flood YouTube. You got to put a lot of content out there so the algorithms could figure it out. But the algorithms could already figure it out. You put up 10 to 15 videos, it understands the audience you're trying to aim for. You know, as well as it knows when to ban your shit. If it knows when to ban your shit, it knows exactly who to pump your shit to. So don't ever get it twisted. It just requires you to put the time in, because the more content you create, the more it could be able to keep certain people interested in continuing to come to the platform. Now, I've seen people who would have little to no subscribers, and then one day they'll upload something where their views will skyrocket. There's this one lady that posted something. She got 200,000 views on her video. Mind you, all her other videos in the past, which was the similar thing, everything was similar, nothing was hitting. 100 views here, 50 views here, 120 views here, nothing hit. But eventually, though, as she continues to create content, you know, once a week, twice a week or whatever, eventually it rewarded her, because, you know, she created enough of a backlog, enough content where, you know, it said, you know what, you've sat at the machine long enough, you've created enough content long enough, we're going to reward you with this amount of views. Granted, though, moving forward is when I realized that, hey, wait, all her content, though, is still along the same lines of the first content that gave her the amount of exposure. Why isn't the algorithm pushing the same content that she created that gave her 200,000 to that audience with her next piece of content? Why is it stuck? And because right after that one video that gave her so much exposure, all her other videos went back down. You know, now that the machine, the algorithm reset it. Now you have to put in another amount of videos before we could reward you with another explosion of exposure. So I've seen this woman go tooth and nail. She, right after that one video went viral a little bit, the next 2 weeks she posted like 3 videos a day trying to get the same results. Nothing. Literally for like a whole month. I was watching to see when the algorithm was going to reward her again, and it didn't. So in my mind, it's like, wait, but she's creating the same type of content, though. It's around the same type of topics. It's around the same demographic that would have liked that content isn't liking any of the other content. The only reason being is because the YouTube algorithms, or the slot machine is what I call it, didn't get enough currency in order for her to explode again. Meaning that the amount of content that was probably being pumped into the system maybe didn't reach a certain threshold of currency that it would allow her to grow. Now, I've seen that with myself. I've created a lot of content. I've created over 200 videos already, right? Within a matter of 2 quarters. So the beginning, at the end of last year is when I posted up actually, you know what? Let's forget that. I started creating videos in the beginning of this year. I started creating videos, and I created over 200 videos in a matter of 5 months. I realized, because I study a lot of people on YouTube, that it's not about the amount of, it's not about the, it's, all right, here's where it gets a little confusing. You have to know what part of the casino you need to play at. You need to be in certain parts of the casino. Okay. It's gonna get a little interesting. Yo, thank you for kicking it, man. Thank you for kicking it with me as I break this down, because it really requires an intricate mind to really understand where I'm coming from. So consider YouTube as the casino, right? And then there's shorts. You could play the shorts slot machine. You could play the live slot machine. You could play the long form uploads on that. And they're creating other things too, like podcasts and so on and so forth, right? Me, I've been playing at the shorts. So I've been creating shorts and I've been seeing growth. Only reason why I've been seeing growth on the shorts is because shorts is a new slot machine in their casino. A lot of people have been playing the long form, creating like crazy 5-hour, 1-hour videos. And I realized that you need to have a certain amount of retention, click-through rate, so you could not only build up currency that you input into the machine, but you also have to build up currency with the amount of videos that you upload. So if you upload a certain amount of video that equals enough watch time and retention along with click-through rate, it will allow you to be seen a little bit more than usual. So you build up enough cash within the machine, meaning enough currency within the machine, before they reward you by pushing your content to the right audience. That's sort of the whole aspect I've been realizing with YouTube. So it requires you to hit the 777, but the only way to hit the 777, yeah, you do require a certain type of content, but your content isn't bad. You just need to put out more of it to require enough retention on it, so they could say, you know what, we're going to push this now to the audience that has been watching it to a certain extent. But they could do that already, though. They already have enough information on your content that they could be able to push it to that audience. So there's no reason for them to really say you need to do this amount and this much, because I believe the reason why they need more content is because they need more people watching your shit to run more ads on your shit to make more money off your shit before they could push your shit. Get where I'm going? It's all a money game. It all comes down to money, and you're not even getting paid off your efforts yet. You know, you have to reach a certain threshold. And even after you reach that threshold, they take a ton of your money. Again, I'm not knocking all of it, but I'm also looking to give you a different perspective on the future of social media. Because if you want to get the lion's share of your work and your efforts and all that stuff, there is other ways for you to make, to eat off of your content. It's a lot bigger than just being like, yo, I'm trying to blow up on YouTube. You got to think globally, you know. That's why I got the website, trappolitics.com, right here on the side. You know what I'm saying? You can go to that website. You know, I got a bunch of stuff on there. You know, I got a forum on there. I got a lot of stuff that I'm working on building, not trying, but I'm building on, that YouTube is going to help with that. You know, you have to use these platforms to harvest a good enough audience that will be able to be retained on your website, so you could be able to, you know, build with your core. Because at the end of the day, that's what really matters. People who are just on YouTube and don't think of the future of what it is that you're doing, your future efforts. If YouTube decides to pull the plug and say, you know what, yo, you guys need to start paying to be on the platform, then what? You know what I'm saying? I've heard rumors that might be the case at some point or another, where, hey, you're going to be charged to be on YouTube. You know, you're going to be charged per upload, or you might, you know, they might start offering certain premium features for certain people who are paying to be on the platform. Maybe to go live, you need to have a premium membership to go live on YouTube. You can't just be an average simpleton going live on YouTube anymore. You know what I mean? And it's something to think about, especially when it comes down to BlackYoutube, where the opportunities are very scarce. I say that to bring that all back around to this. When it comes down to BlackYoutube, where the opportunity is very scarce, we barely get any exposure as it is. And when we try to get exposure, it's being stifled by the type of content we need to promote, make, and produce before we could even get the type of exposure needed for us to grow. You know, we got to really start looking ahead and really planning for the future when it comes down to what's really out there and what our capabilities really are. Well, hopefully, you know, people are able to take that knowledge that I just put out there. Definitely dropped a lot of gems, a lot of jewels. Hopefully it could resonate in the hearts and minds of those who are looking to expand, grow, not just on YouTube, but globally. This is definitely outside the norm of what the algorithm would expect me to be putting out there. So I don't expect this to get any type of tension, traction, and or growth. But for those who do take the time to actually listen and watch, man, you know, reach out. You know, there's more to be learned. You know, there's more to be offered, and you're more valuable than you think you are. And with that being said, it's your boy Ralph at trappolitics.com. Make sure to stop by the website. Make sure to you know, check out some of the stories. You know, it's an open forum, so you could be able to, you know, say what you like, do what you like on there. I'll be able to interact and whatnot. You know, it's a diamond in the rough until, you know, we're able to knock out all the rough edges and be able to present ourselves as a unified force. You know what I mean? But until next time, man, I appreciate y'all out there. Take care of yourself. Peace, love, and prosperity. One.